god, lag. Fuck. This is big.
Remember, everyone, we're not here to kill.
One on the right.
Shh. Hold your ground.
Alright. Just hold. Let's keep it at bay. Maybe it will leave.
Jackson, let's keep moving.
Look, hey, wait, it's fighting our guide. Alright, come on. Wait.
Hold on.
Shoot.
Remember,
Hold on.
no harm. Just,
Yeah, I know.
we need to keep moving, surely.
Do you think
Yes,
it's
but
gonna
can we
learn
at least
anything if we
subdue
leave?
the first creature?
If there's a way to put it down, it would be best to do it now while it's flailing away.
Okay, well, I've got a way. This shouldn't kill it, okay?
Alright, go ahead.
Shouldn't?
Kingsley,
Somebody
can you
bash
speak?
the thing with a shield and let's move on.
Alright.
There's another one ahead now.
Coming.
Done?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Kingsley to the front.
Alright. Well, let's continue, shall we? We're against time here.
Okay, reform. Alright. Is it another one?
Another hostile. Kingsley?
Rowan, move forward. Good.
That one is our guide.
That one is not a guide. Knock it out.
That one there on the right?
And the one on the right is
The
our
one on the
guide,
right,
yes.
Not sure what it is. The one that was a point. Okay.
Just make sure you point out the
Understood.
In accordance with mission parameters, we need to be remaining non-lethal, doing as obvious, demonstrating good.
Don't they seem a little confused to you?
Yes.
From what I understand, they're under someone's spell.
They are being held. Yes.
Right, so they're
They
fighting
don't want
it.
to fight us.
Got
Yes,
it.
yes, they are. They're fighting us and fighting it.
Jackson, they're fine.
Use that to our advantage.
Confirm it's unconscious. Move forward.
They don't really want to hurt
Continue.
us. Exploit it.
Little
One more ahead.
I'm trying to determine whether or not we should recollect here and make sure we're
Val, behind
engaging
the
very
information.
soon with probably more of them and going over things.
Another one.
That would be a good idea, and quickly do it. There are more.
Maybe we should come up with a team that can quickly, non-lethally dispatch of them.
The team should focus on their sides. Terra for front, Newman for right. Number for left. Keep an eye behind us as well.
Okay,
Well, if we assume we're to be assaulted from multiple angles at once, then it makes sense we handle our individual sides.
Yes.
Of course.
Would you like me to take
Right.
that side since I have a bigger shield?
Move this one.
It's fine, I can handle this.
right now for me.
We'll stick with the plan as we said before.
Okay,
I'll let you know if I want you to change over, Rowan, but thank you for the
form the
suggestion.
point. I'm just reviewing everything now. I thought we'd have more time to go over it. Form the points here. Iveen, we're close to the ruins now. Maybe we should select.
We should move away from the unconscious ones. Considering there's one literally in the middle of our group.
I'll pick it up.
Okay.
We have to move
I'm
forward.
sorry, I'm not moving. Progress.
Someone keep an eye on him. We do, we need to move.
I'm trying to redetermine what's happening.
Let's move them to the side.
Okay. Terra Umbra. Okay, we're good. We're good enough. Let's go. Okay,
Understood, mate, Captain.
we're going to need to remain conspicuous. So focus on that. He's in the glass at least. Yep.
I suppose if any of us will wake up soon.
Does our guide need to be healed or anything?
Do not create
Kingsley, it's okay.
Where is our guy?
We're doing all we can to ensure they are not in harm.
There's a narrow bridge up ahead.
We have
Captain, permission to approach our guide.
You have my permission. Go ahead.
Understood. Touch the grass.
Okay, we have a narrow bridge.
I'm assuming it's fine. Looks like we're about to have contacts. Might want to pull off for now.
They do not appear to be injured.
It's clear, Joe.
All right, everyone. Stealth. Crouch down.
We may not be here long enough to find it.
Tighten formation. Careful.
Support her. Come on. To the next track.
Knock it out quickly. Work fast. We've lost time already.
Moving, moving.
Right, we're moving.
Let it go limp. Don't kill it.
My
Come on.
friend. I can't tell if you understand me.
Stay near cover. Stay near the grass. No other targets in sight.
What was that for, Cecilia?
She was asking if it was injured.
We do have target. It is not injured.
Then approach. Okay, everyone regroup. Get back in your formation.
Formations are broken.
Understood, Captain.
Okay. Captain's act. Captain's act is the pin.
I think Hammond
In the formation, remember. Three rules. One, we are here to retrieve the target and get out. Two, do not kill anything if it can be avoided. And that's absolutely
We fucking know.
even then. And three, stick together. Play it tricky. Don't lift into anyone. Stand next to your formations. Is that understood?
Understood.
Roger.
Okay.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain.
You got it. Hard and fast. Come on.
There's more. Be careful.
Really doesn't help. Tall down.
There's
It's
more.
fine, Kingsley. You're doing fine.
Iveen,
These don't seem too bad.
Kingsley, and Honora.
I was expecting more
Can I have
from
all
the
seals
fair,
up
if
here
I'm
real quick?
honest.
All seals up front.
Two ahead.
Acting as scouts.
And on.
Two-sided.
You three are going
Third
to
on the right.
If we are surrounded or engaged in direct
Have we
combat,
done stuff?
you need to pull back to your formation.
Is that good at
Clear?
We've been noticed.
Don't give them too much distance, but enough.
There's the Fae on the right side.
We have incoming,
front.
perhaps.
Take it around somewhere. Or right over
Passing it forward, we have a Fae on the right side, apparently.
Is that good at blending in?
If I suggest we can perhaps angle around the right and use the terrain as cover.
Excellent idea.
Ready to move? Go. Let's operate independently altogether.
Lead them away from the group if you can. The majority.
Seems confused.
Okay, saw two.
Hug left.
Captain, I recommend keep moving.
We're going right.
wall. Okay.
Aye.
Yes,
That.
just go.
Big one.
Aye.
Something
Blue on
big
the
up
right.
Right, moving to
Okay.
the right. Come on.
Another one's coming.
Two favourites, hostile.
Be careful, Tal.
Watch out.
Come on, neutralize.
Tell Karas.
Yes, Val.
A large monster was sighted between that building and that ruin, moving directly away from us. It's likely it's in a patrol pattern.
Understood.
It
I'm
could
passing.
come back. There it is.
Line. Large
Val.
monster on right
It's
side.
there.
Go past this message straight on to the lead captain for the mission.
It appears they already heard it.
Down the line. Large one. No. Large guy, right side.
Large one on the right hand side. Put it down to the bus.
Down the line. Should be down, right?
Unconscious, yeah. They're fine.
Right side.
Everyone
right
down,
side, aye.
down. Lower your forms. It's right there on the right. The bramble should hide us if we keep low.
Okay. Hide the bodies, come on.
Hide behind us.
I see it.
Is that body concealed? Hidden. I don't think it was. Just put it. Drag him over there if you can.
All right, I've got it.
Drag him.
That's a big one.
That spell comes into play and ultimately.
The left way could be clear.
Right away is dangerous.
Right,
Okay.
leave you there. Val,
See it?
could you keep an eye on this one from behind just for
Of
now?
course.
You're still moving out. Thank you.
We keep track going completely around.
Stay in formation, Harvey, come on.
Sorry.
Here's the front.
Remember, keep your head on the
Keep
swivel.
moving.
Right, we're moving.
Down, head down.
Try to move away from him. Let him see us.
Starting having headaches. Interesting.
What's your company?
We should go left and avoid it. So that heading down this way.
But its rotation seems. Just be careful. Their rotation seems to be going back that way.
We could go left. Not go through these ruins.
Move, move, move.
The guides.
The guy that's going that way.
The guide's going that way.
Can we follow the guide, shall we? It's his decision.
Follow the way. Go now.
Let's go.
Big guys move. Go now.
We got one. We got one. Small one. I'll have to take it. Fuck. Can anyone see one behind? Over there, where the big one is?
I can take it.
I'll keep track of it.
Maybe we could get some people over on that side.
On the move back.
In case it comes this way. Yeah.
Good vision.
Well, none of us do.
Okay, good to know. Where's the other one?
I believe there's a small one over there, and I believe the big one's over there.
Move
I think he's
past.
on his way back.
Use the foliage, move past.
Years bound here.
Move.
It's on the move. Keep going. Go. Everyone move. Go.
Hostile message.
Right. Far distance. Dim.
Pass it down.
Good eyes down.
One on the right.
I see one on the right.
He's approaching us slowly, I believe.
Move to the right, slowly. Move to the right. Keep left. In the grass.
Understood.
Move right. It's facing us.
Hold position. On the left.
Hostiles to the immediate left of them.
Disturbances in the area.
Rosewood. Break formation.
Where?
The big one on my call.
Big formation on this corner.
Engage!
Engage. Quickly now.
Watch the sides!
You can keep an eye on the right.
Back of the neck. Grab.
Behind you.
Neck.
Regroup, reform. Is he unconscious?
Into the bush with you, come on.
Safely hidden.
Injuries. Report.
Full healing over here. Come on.
Good. Well done disposing the bodies. Alright.
Orders, Captain.
Carrying this big one.
I'll give you as much of a hand as I can.
Carrying him into the bushes.
Quickly, come on.
Oh, big guy. How are you holding up, Rowan? Injuries?
I'm sore.
Nothing?
No injuries.
Good. Keep it up.
Nothing.
I have retrieved one
Thanks,
Say the
from
moment you're injured.
attack it. Save the cinnamon.
Someone dispose of it.
Don't think it's dead. Think we're fine.
Lumber, keep an eye on the back.
It's worth wasting my mana on the bigger ones.
Probably not.
Captain.
You leave them either unconscious or we can start gathering the small ones.
Back into formation.
Oh,
Could
yes.
go for the small
Shield on the
ones,
side
but
for
I may
us.
not have enough for, you know,
Ivy,
Where's
backup
Ori?
measures.
Right, back into formation.
Need help. Drag this one. To the bushes. The big one.
So what do Alright, let's get on its stomach from. If we're dragging it, let's move it.
Kingsley, if we're moving forward like this without a seer in front, then yes. Anura at the back besides Val.
I could be of use. Because I don't believe I can quite do as much damage as I would.
Keep it unconscious.
Move.
Behind us! Behind us! Behind us!
Behind.
Where?
Adjust.
No one there.
The bushes are unconscious. The bushes are unconscious.
Bushes are unconscious?
They
Sorry,
are
I didn't notice
unconscious.
that
We
one.
moved them there so others wandering didn't find them.
We dealt with that one. Yes.
My apologies. I saw the hand glow.
Alright.
We need to keep moving.
Good, make sure they are. Good to keep 360 watch.
What is It's just an electric
Yes.
current.
If possible, do you want
Never
me
really
to
been able to hurt anyone with it, but it
They're
stunts them.
spreading too thin.
Knock them out with enough.
Sears, do you want to lead this? Or shall I take point?
Sorry.
Oh, I don't really know what to go for.
Sears ahead. Stay close to the guide.
Alright.
Everyone else
Back to
stay
our
close.
original formation. Seers are leading.
Make sure you stay out of sight.
Sears,
I use bushes and natural cover.
tell the guide to please find us more inconspicuous areas to travel down. Otherwise, we need to push through this path as fast as possible. Those that just went down, will wake back up. Come on.
Val, I appreciate you using your stealth expertise, but please stick to formation just this time. Got it?
Very well. We're too close-knit for a fucking formation.
Alright, remember to keep your eyes behind. There's still two creatures that are guarding the pathway.
The one on the cliff.
Val, if you could keep an eye on our rear.
Never mind. It's gone.
Got it.
I'm not sticking in formation. If my fucking team blends in like cotton candy at a carnival. Wait, no, that actually blends in very well.
Where from did you point?
One on the cliffs.
One behind the rocks over there. Alright, they're moving. Move out. Quick, quick, advance.
To your left, watch them.
We are not blended in next to this rock. We need to find a better location.
It's alright, they're handling it.
Sears, we need to keep moving.
Captain, they're waiting for direction.
Pushing on left.
Could you repeat, Cecilia?
The seers are.
It's not our guy. It's not a different one.
Got it.
There's more space in this path. There's more space in the front. Get everyone in.
I hear the seers are currently awaiting
I'm
guidance
trying to
from
move.
us, so
I'm
we
back.
should,
It's one.
Seen anything?
Multiple enemies that way. That's it. The other side's a cliff.
Enemies north.
Understood.
Take that one out. He's on his own.
Keep moving everyone up.
Would you like me to get a view of the vantage point?
Move everybody up.
Not currently. We're being given information by the seers who are having it fed to them by the creature, so...
I saw creatures coming
Right
from
now it
this
seems to be
cliff.
working.
Big one.
Anderson.
Looked like they were climbing up it. This might not be as safe as we think here.
Climbing.
Large one coming right
Alright,
side.
understood. I'll report it
Large one
immediately.
right side.
Large right side.
Head captain, where are you?
Left is clear. Up here. Tell.
Apparently, according to Val, we have movement climbing up the right side of the mountain. We may be in danger if we stay here too long.
Copy.
I have
Moving now.
information.
Alright, we're moving.
Cold
Down the
don't
hill.
really do
Form a line.
much.
Come on.
Do neck check.
Thank you for pointing that out, Val.
Got it.
Come on.
They don't breathe, apparently.
I need shields up here.
Or at least not through the throat.
We're going down
Let's
to the
regroup
mount.
with Terra.
Got it. Blunt damage, then.
Blunt, yes.
Why are we going to the bramble?
Chokeholds are not working as well. But I tried. It just kept going.
Come on.
Then if we aim to disable at the legs, perhaps?
Contact up front.
Go. What do you mean? Stop.
Yeah, I see them.
I can get a vantage point quick.
It's the only way down.
Go ahead. Tell us what you see.
Over the ridge.
Give us any information.
Towards the right area.
Continue formation. I'll be joining you shortly.
Kingsley, do you see a way down on the right?
There's nothing there.
Definitely no, but there's a big one down there.
Okay, keep moving.
You'll
Come on.
fall to your death from life, truly.
Is it avoidable? Big one approaching. Shield line. Come on. Keep it tight. Spanning tight. Over in front of me.
Val, return to formation.
Need long arms. Bring the spears.
For once, I must
See us up front.
Restrain all
Community,
hostile.
careful of the right. The climbing joining in the fray movement. We approach the right side, protect the right flank.
Anderson.
Lock.
Take him down. Take him down.
Strike the leg.
Trying to intercept their blows.
Watch out, little.
Rowan, up here with me.
And just to
Don't
be
bother
sure.
moving him. We need to keep moving. Come on.
We're in chokehold constantly. Not much we
The
can
others
do.
would have woken by now.
Is anyone injured?
Is there a big enough bush for this guy?
Injured, call out.
There's one behind us. There's one there. That's right. Do you want to buddy? Even further back.
Me and Nita here.
Stay at the front. Everyone get back to my team.
Shields, watch the ridgeline above. There could be fire coming down upon us.
Multiples ahead.
Still want me up here? We're still moving.
Two smalls, one big.
Fight back.
Lead captain. Two small, one large ahead.
Jackson. One up on the bridge here. Two on the left. Two fall back. There's an overwatch.
A good way to sneak around a village.
Your stamina?
There was another part the other way, but
Alright, do you need a potion?
Sears, back to your
Update 3 up ahead. One on Overwatch.
Terra form the same formation. Give us some space for sake of cover.
How are you doing? Let's keep us
Stick to it as best you can. We have
Lead
overwatch.
captain, 3 ahead.
Jackson.
Counts updated. 3 small, 1 large.
Between the pillars, there's a spot. But it's very quick, so you'll have to take small teams.
Two large, 3 small. Their numbers are increasing the more we wait.
3 small. Understood.
Too large, free
Give
small,
us 10
yes.
feet and then move.
Large one all the way to right. Another large one up, farther north.
not the terror.
Got it.
Did they say we're not the terror?
No.
We
So
are-
to give them space.
We're to keep distance for them.
Yes.
Yes.
Careful. If they ever call for us, they will yell. Stand
Motion.
sounds of the
Motion, move
struggle.
forward. Move forward.
Move, advance.
Speed.
Make a line.
Shields in the front.
Shields to front.
Arms between. Strikers, go around and incapacitate.
Lumen, Umbra, move forward a bit more. Make sure they cannot get behind Terra.
So next to Kingsley.
Advance. Lodge behind it, just.
I'll be.
Okay.
Watch the neck, Danny. Left of the
We need to get across there.
Pardon me.
Shit, everything stay.
Going to take one of his legs.
Val, we need your assistance.
Understood. Whack!
It's on the ground.
Incapacitated. Back of the neck.
Alright, this one's good too.
Down. Back of the neck again.
One here.
Down.
You there. Have you taken any hits?
Gonna drag you into the bush.
Dragging this one to the bush too.
Quickly. We can hide them after the fighting is over.
Can you help me with this one?
Terra, quickly.
Pull.
We can hide them after the
Toss.
fighting is over. Your other teams are in combat.
I think this one's surrendering.
Make sure your allies are not being surrounded before you try to hide.
Wait, not to pay attention if they're crying, right?
She's just gonna grab you and turn you.
Wait,
She's gonna turn you.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Are you okay?
Have you ever showed?
Drop you.
I don't want to be doing this. They're not taking us.
Careful.
I got it.
This one grab his formation.
Fine, Val.
Moves against its own will.
Yes, neck's a bit sore from all this crouching.
Aye, but we need to focus on what their current condition is, not who they truly are.
Pick one on the right, pick one on the right.
Over here.
The right flank, crewman. Keep your eyes out.
How are we doing? Status check.
Rowan, if you can move forward more.
Hits when I'm managing.
Big one on the right.
Ensure our flank is protected.
If you can move, we're moving.
There's a big one on the right. Relaying from Kingsley.
Come on,
Good.
push forward.
Confirm they're unconscious.
We can meet and greet with them afterwards.
Sorry.
As you said, their will is not their own. Yes?
Healing from Cecilia.
I'll stay with front.
Watch
We're
for
moving.
hits.
Do you see that?
Alright. Lower yourselves down once more.
Maybe little one will go into the bush.
Do you want me to get the vantage again?
Go ahead.
I would advise
What you
against
see?
it. It's too out in the open, there's no cover.
Belco's, look out behind you.
Keeps his body low, he'll be alright.
There's a big one over there.
I trust in his skills.
Unfortunately, it's too open. I'd be spotted by the larger one.
Got it. You'll call them.
Right, small one. Be careful.
Watch out for the big one behind us as well.
Go ahead.
distance, I know we can't see much.
Well, there's no big grass around here. We're going to. There's one in front on the right and there's one on the left. We're gonna just have to cut, I guess, to the left.
How are you holding up, Anura?
See where that big one is.
I'm holding
Big
up.
one.
Are we
I
clear?
don't see the big one.
We're in the cliff now.
Understood.
In the clear, we could go over to the other side.
And over any use of potions?
Captain, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to go to the side?
Little one.
Tell. Do you want us to move
Yes.
to the side?
Up ahead, there's a room.
Yes, we'll move to the
What
side.
does it mean?
Jack's
Go.
not here, I believe.
Advance.
You will be calling order. What side? Understood. Falling back.
Big one coming in from behind. Cecilia, get down. There's a big one. I can't move. Are we clear?
Yes, for the time being.
Moving.
Be quick. Your next move.
Yes, we can. We're just trying to see
Okay,
the valley. Good.
Come on, we have a narrow bridge we have to get over.
Signaling.
I have an injury, just to let you know.
I don't know how long this will be a clear.
Origin, inform Lumen. System
We're moving. Let's move.
Stand outside of the bushes, wait for it to come through.
Let's close it. Bleeding right shoulder. I'll take a potion quickly to close it.
I can heal you.
If you got a potion, then yeah.
That's fine. I'd like it, but the potion's still needed to stop the bleeding properly before we heal. Now go
The
ahead.
professors will depart from you.
They're watching our backs for
What
us.
do you mean by that?
Aye.
Oh, I see.
Aye.
Move forward. Let's
Yes,
move.
relay orders.
He's getting healed.
We need to pass this check.
We have to
Do you want
keep going.
us to go ahead?
There's more cover on the other side.
It's fine. All right. Well, good. I took a potion.
Professors will be watching our backs.
Ainsley, keep going.
Good. Then advance.
We're in the middle.
We need to hurry because that big one is moving.
Okay, we're moving.
Down.
Terra, Umbra, Lumen, let's go. Come on. Stay close.
Nay, it does not move in behind us. It's moving elsewhere.
Oh, how nice. Flowers.
Be wary of the mushroom.
Do not touch them. not touch the mushrooms.
That's a fucking given with any plant. What kind of mushroom is it? By chance.
A warning.
Any mushrooms.
They're starting to check
Any
bushes. Inform the team. Our hiding spots.
Got it. All right, Lumen.
We have it.
You heard they're checking the bushes. Val, any suggestions for blending in with the environment more?
When they check the bush, knock them out. Pull them in.
True. And if it's a large one, we're in danger.
You're fucked.
Advance.
Don't get found.
They may have just been used as a distraction. Spell was cast to redirect one of the creature's attentions. There's one marching this direction.
I can see it. The guide has decided to pick a fight. Wonderful.
Val,
Move in.
please join our formation instead of dallying away.
I didn't have time. I was being watched. I didn't want to give away your location.
Understood.
Professor's orders, might I
Better
add.
to keep close. Got it.
Can't tell if that one's ours or not.
Oriana! This one's good. Bad. Let go of me.
Ivy, cover her.
Oriana!
Oriana.
Oriana!
Rosewood, check for wounded.
Oriana, wait, you need this. I think I see something moving in the bushes over there.
So I see another one of them.
Yeah, this one.
On him.
There's something moving in the bush over there. It might be another.
Luca, keep an eye on.
I'm gonna take my team to check it out.
Don't look around the back.
Copy.
Understood. We now have a time limit.
You must be quicker.
That can't be good.
Del
We need to
Carras.
advance now.
Do you have mana to heal me?
Where is it?
Down.
Big guy on the left. Big guy on the left.
I understand he's injured, but we are being told to be quick.
Big guy on the right as well. Big guy on the right.
They are dying.
I agree.
Poisoned are spreading all around.
Then catch up. Moving forward, continue. We're moving forward, continue. Advance. Move.
Move.
Lumen,
Move. Move.
I can just give him.
We're moving.
He needs
Keep going.
I could give him help.
We should make this a smash and grab instead of a stealth mission at this
we need
point.
to be quicker. You're right.
It's always supposed to be a smash and grab mission.
Captain, I suggest we rush now. Quickly. All right, advance.
Move, move, move.
Come on.
Too big on the left. Too big on the right. Too big on the right. Whack! 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 Let's dance. Keep moving. Keep moving. I'll be fine. Just a hit to the jaw.
Sorry.
We can heal later. We need to move.
Medic to Jackson, someone pick him up and let's get moving. Fall in on me, it's moving.
I'm tired. I'm hearing multiple voices say Kingsley, so it's a bit hard.
It's fine, Kingsley. It's alright. I know it's stressful.
Continue forward. Lead us forward.
Understood.
Seniors to the front. Seniors to the front. Continue leading.
Anora, do you have a stamina potion on hand?
I'm warning you now. Okay, please.
There's the big guy up front.
Anora,
Are we still doing stuff? What are we doing? Are we
Smash and grab. Just go.
Stamina potion. I have a mana potion.
Right, never mind.
Don't move too quick.
Big one up ahead.
I'll go for a strike behind.
Go past him.
Cover me.
Wait. I'm bringing James out.
Are you sure? We have a lot of people here.
Yes. It's fine. I can't. My shield won't be able
Big on the left. Go.
It's fine.
Alright. We're advancing. Go. Okay. Alright, Val, strike from behind, as you suggested.
That was me. That was
Gonna get hit.
Stab. Fuck. Shit. Why is it always the jaw?
Val, you're fine.
I'll be fine.
No, fall back right now to the center of the formation.
Understood.
It would be tended if your wounds are mortal. If not, then hold yourself at the back. I have no further injuries.
Formation. All wounded, move to the middle of the formation. Get those wounds tended.
No combat.
Take lead of Umbra. I'm gonna get healing.
Tara, we're moving forward.
We'll just cause the splinters to be
Oriana.
inside of his skin and hurt.
Hitting the jaw pretty hard, but
Yes, we need to
So, I mean, no, we don't have to just. Yeah, if the DM says so, then that's fine by me.
Everyone incapable of fighting, stay where you are, get healed, make sure that you are not a danger to anyone here. We are to move forward in advance right now with the rest. Quickly.
Still got one fairly big wound, but the minor ones are closed at least.
Who has
Honor, head up front.
I do. It's
Oriana.
needs to be. Everything needs to be pulled up.
Dies. She's dying.
We have to move.
Grab him from behind.
Hurry.
RV,
Which way?
take him down.
Anyone there's more?
I believe that one's good.
One on the left, so let's look up.
I can't speak to the damn guide. Do we have a seer who can commune with the guide onto which way we need to go?
Yes.
Right. Anura, if you get some direction for us. Make sure we're going right.
Have you seen a path forward?
Pain. She's pain.
Forwards. Path is forwards.
The back of the head.
Quickly.
Oh dear.
Val.
I don't have armor. Distracted for a second.
Oriana, you can barely direct attacks from this thing.
Neck hit. Apologies. Oriana asked for help. It was just her against one big one. I took it out.
Left shoulder. Bleeding.
Oh, another big one.
Big one. Neck hit. Back hit.
Big punch.
That's 2 hits.
Just make sure.
Reform with the rest of the group.
That one needs to reform with everyone. I'll cover you as you move.
Healing.
We'll move and then heal.
We found the goddess. Or whatever the fuck she is.
Let's wait here by this bush. We'll heal.
Understood.
Heal you two first before it gets worse. Look at this.
Permission to assist Kingsley.
How are your injuries? Your risk to life?
I'll be fine. I've only taken 2 hits.
Then permission move along. Go. Go. Both of you go.
Dragging you to the ground.
Wham! Back hit!
If you can scratch it from that cancer.
She just said break. She just broke. She said break. She said break.
Check behind it. He's usually going a circle. Alright, we're clear. Do you have any healing left?
Yeah, I do.
I keep going for my jaw for some reason.
Get hit too. Tried to get in between you and that big thing.
I like being behind it more. Would have been quicker using this.
It's best not to.
I know.
Would you have to hold this? Yeah, well.
You're not going to collapse on me, are you?
I just received healing. How dare you?
Oh, good.
I even took divine magic for once. You owe me a drink for that.
Well, I'm glad you're alright. Gladly, once we get back.
I think my jaw might be
Take it out of
fractured.
my own stash, fella.
It's a lot weaker than normal.
Alright, well, if it's holding together for now, that's fine.
Hurts like
Let's
hell.
report to Cecilia immediately, and if she determines the cause of the pain is too bad, then it's ruin.
A couple scratches near the face and some bleeding, but nothing crazy. Stings like a son of a bitch.
You'd be surprised how hard those big ones hit. Especially after
Struck you when
being...
you were going from behind, didn't it?
I honestly didn't expect it. You're welcome, citizen. You're welcome.
Right. Alright. Things will be fine. How the hell do we talk to Faye?
I'm going to silently reminisce on what just happened for a second.
Captain, we're fighting our way out. Inform your squad.
Alright. We're fighting our way out. Lumen, see to continue healing, then report to me immediately. Val with me. Alright, Amira, we'll be fighting our way out apparently, if needed. So prepare yourself.
I'm sorry about the same thing again.
I suggest you both Rowan and God. If you have it on hand. If you have a more potion, we'll give it to Cecilia. If you have an extra to spare.
Please take 2 steps back, if you might.
Alright,
Move.
then one to each.
Move. Back. There you go.
Right there.
Tell Karas.
Mana potion for you. Yes.
Still non-lethal, correct?
Still non-lethal. No
Damn.
fire to be harmed. Well, killed. I know. It'd be easier if it wasn't the case.
Oh, it would be so much easier. It's amazing how light this thing is.
How are you two? Injuries?
Perfectly fine.
Having better.
Might have a fracture, but I'll be better later.
Val, if I could ask you a favor, I know you've got a good hit. Can you slap me to keep me awake right now?
Return to formation!
Properly.
Are you sure it's the metal hand? Remember that.
Use the other one. You can.
Alright, on the count of 3.
Yes.
I request that I will stay
A moment.
here.
You may. You have my permission.
Alright. 1.
On 3.
Wakes you up more if you don't see it coming.
Alright. Certainly does.
Cheers.
Kingsley, bring the VIP to the center and safeguard her.
Kingsley, you may stay with Q. Move her. Everyone else, move to positions. We leave quickly.
Alright, return to
I need to
formation.
get my shield.
Understand.
We'll be moving that way.
Oh, fuck.
Could you communicate to Faye
I will get my shield.
Okay, so those ones are ours.
Yes, we'll be moving quickly.
Rowan, how much combat can you take before you collapse?
I was healed.
Rosewood, we're moving. Thank you. 10 seconds.
My arm.
Goodbye.
Very numb, but that's bad.
Got it. Then I'll assist you in defense as much as I can. Please do. Yell out if you can't take it anymore. Move back and I'll take your place.
Did you get a task?
It's one of us, okay.
Move.
Alright,
Let's move.
if you can. Make sure you're safe. Let's go.
Oh, fuck.
Stay in formation.
Kingsley, I'm on your left. I'm providing support.
My shield's been left by the ruins over here.
Make sure we don't leave the VIB behind.
Grab them before we go.
We're not.
We have a team for the VIP, don't worry. It consists of 3 professors. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Fair enough.
Kings is with them too. June seems to do a good job.
Andra has left formation.
They're not hostile, not hostile. Back.
They're non-hostile.
Keep your head down if you need to.
Yeah, she's in the back.
Apparently not hostile.
Don't assume they're all non-hostiles. Could be false surrender.
Beware of trickery.
Just keep an eye out.
Keep moving.
Right, speed. Come on.
We are moving.
Okay, we're getting left behind.
We need to catch up.
We need them to slow down.
Do you want me to relay a message quick?
VIP. Go ahead, Val. Tell them to slow down. We need to ensure we have equal distance with the VIP.
Forward teams, please lower your marching speed. I repeat, lower your marching speed.
Slow down.
Lower marching speed. Lower marching
We're abandoning VIP.
Copy. Everyone hold. Everyone hold.
According to intel, most of them seem non-hostile, but do not be off your guard.
I think this one needs a little healing.
Is that for me?
Healing here.
Do we have any healers?
Thank
Are
you.
there any healers?
Oriana.
Moving still.
Oriana.
That's
Fade us
special.
with you. Sarah, let's keep moving. Come on. Slowly.
Hey Rowan, I saw you have healing magic, right? This phase injured.
Okay.
Hello.
Back you up.
Excuse me.
Do you have this one handled?
I'm glad you're all right.
You do. Okay.
Yes.
I had to stop questioning.
I know what, we're in the presence of a goddess. Right. Let's just laser focus.
I suppose it's not throwing ourselves into things.
Do they speak our language or not?
No idea. Good to move.
I'm trying to heal one of your friends.
We need to move.
I see. Okay.
Jackson.
Jackson, are we ready to go? I'm sorry?
Yep.
Captain, awaiting an order.
All right, we're moving as soon as the command is
We're
given.
moving, everyone. Orders, we're moving.
He thinks you're there.
Jackson has given orders. Jackson has
Move
given
forward.
orders.
Advance.
I understand others.
Tara, you are the lead. You need to move forwards when Jackson has given orders. Oh my god.
So I don't think they can understand me.
Many are blinded comments.
As artillery vantage point.
I've returned. This place is a lot nicer when you're not
Goddess.
Very true.
Okay. Don't
We went right before.
Good to have your numbers on our side for a change.
Watch the grass. Bring it down the line. Watch the grass.
This one says this one's quicker, I think.
Says the left's quicker.
Are you saying our guide led us on the long way?
Apparently.
Probably around multiple enemies.
One of ours, right?
I'd imagine
To be
it's my
fair.
way scrambled.
Okay, just making sure. We're not falling into a trick or anything.
I believe the fact we're escorting their goddess means we're fine.
I still have one mild wound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They didn't free the
Hold. You see some. Feel some angry eyes on you.
I see Mordred
Anyone else
scaling
feel
the
that?
runes.
Feel what?
What?
I don't know. I feel like I'm being watched or something.
We're in a large group. Odds are someone's looking at you.
As long as
Okay.
you're not wondering, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Tell Grass, I'll have you know I was on my best behavior. I did not kill any Fae.
Good. I'm glad to hear. If I'd have found we had a dead Fae, we'd been in trouble.
I'm saying that in the event that we find a dead Fae.
Good. Well, I'm glad to know it wasn't you if that is the case. Kertir. However you say their name, forbid.
The goddess.
How do you pronounce your god's name? Why am I asking them? They don't speak our language, do they?
Some of them do.
Right. Kier, right. I think that was the name.
Just look at her VIP.
Okay. I just wanted to see if people could catch up. We'll get
Perhaps we should not fill up the bridge all at once, just a small worry.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Alright, a few at a time. Next group. We are supposed to stick with the goddess after all.
Are we
gonna bring them all along?
Yes.
I don't think we have a choice.
I've been using the electric sword the whole time, so it's not, they're not giving me looks because they're like, okay, good. I just want to make sure it wasn't like, they thought I killed him or something.
Well, so far so good.
What?
Okay, Rosewood back up here.
Everyone is present.
Excellent. Well done on holding formation.
Yeah, just keep moving.
Is everyone across the bridge?
Well, it certainly seems they have their own minds. Some of them keep their distance while others remain closer.
That just means they're prone to stupidity.
We're clear. Back of the entrance.
Perhaps.
Okay. Tend to the captain. And then something I need you to do.
Okay, if we have any injured, have them dealt with now.
Excellent.
For any healers if necessary, I have one mana potion.
So what I did, done was
Well, everyone's been tended to.
and I was told at the end that
He does believe to have a fractured jaw, I must admit.
Well, he nodded, so I want to take that at face value.
I'm fine.
Keep track of who all is injured.
Right.
You can heal as we move. Is anyone wounded?
I am but a bush. You cannot see me. Exactly, a bush. You said they didn't understand common.
We're fine. All in good.
Go see your goddess or whatever, like all the other ones.
Alright. Woman.
Remember,
Actually, Anora, second in command, could you spread the message and let me brief it back? Immediately,
Thank you.
Stop it.
This hurts a lot, Jackson.
Anora, can I talk to you for a moment? Kingsley?
There was a little side branch in it that just pulled out a bit of a switch.
Okay.
Cecilia, you've performed admirably. Of course.
your teams can actually work together.
Just trying to touch me at all.
I've had to get that out.
Yes, we did.
Just a few lacerations across his body.
Come here. Check the status of the other Terra members, then check the status of the other teams. See the wounded. Use the healing potion.
Actually,
Potions that need... Wounds that need immediate healing. Yes. Those that can be healed as we move.
I guess I just want to keep it away from us.
Alright, go ahead. Touch if you'd like.
You're also
I would just like to recap. We all did the same thing, right? Why was she worried about us being with the Lindales?
They enslaved her.
I have bandages. We want to heal others. I can take care of the rest. That's the not supposed to be.
Do me a favor.
Why?
Move my arm back.
I assume it's not a character thing, right?
Get into straight to go.
That?
Yeah, those two glowing lights.
Yes, that's the way back, Rowan.
To show the way out.
I do need to feel like that I got a potion and probably not enough. Especially for the
Anyone have a damp towel?
What?
A damp towel. Not like this comes off easily.
Yes, ma'am.
Captain, it seems
Is
that
it
everyone
off?
healed, if we can move.
No, it's not. That's why I need the damp towel.
Newman, prepare to move out.
I'll
Oh,
do
I
it.
see what you mean. Prepare to move out. Form
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were hinting at something.
Can you help me out?
Do you need a hand, Val?
I always need a hand. Usually a left.
All right. So let's get ready to move, shall we? Hold formation in case we're ambushed on the way out. You never know.
Rosewood, we are moving out!
There's much to discuss in my return.
Wow. Terra's ready to move. Teams, get ready to move.
Newman is ready.
Remember, little ones, it's gonna be a long haul.
Yes. I'll bring her back.
It's all joking. Don't celebrate too much till we're safe.
Could really go for a stamina potion right now.
Ruin had my own.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Rowan, you sly dog.
Valve slaps work well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass out.
Rosewood haunted. Rosewood.
I apologize.
By the way, let's just get inside.
Do you want to go straight to the buffet?
I cleaned up at the lake.
That's probably a good idea.
That lake, is it fine now? Perhaps not a good idea in case the water was
I
still...
used a damp towel.
Let us continue.
Yes.
Kept an eye on you.
I know anything to
Why are you suspicious of me? What did I do?
Not keeping no
We'll start our meeting preemptive without them back
I'll
at the
go
door.
key, I suppose.
I don't think that would be wise.
The last time people
And
didn't keep
why
an
would
eye
you
on you, you
advise
got
us
jumped
to
by
say that?
rats, if you remember.
When was the last time the Kingsley has been involved in a team meeting? Honestly.
What about the fame?
Last
It's a very
team
long
meeting.
Keep an eye on you.
Frankly, I don't know what.
That's better. Okay.
Why? Take us all
Well, the last
offensively.
team meeting where we're all together, they were involved in, as far as I'm concerned. Otherwise, there hasn't been anything to me to
Right,
over.
right, right.
Concerns have been brought to me personally that have been spoken about.
Where am I now?
Not too far from the ground.
In fact, I'd argue for this particular mission, it's been a rather
Well, it's not what
strange
Kingsley has told
affair
me.
and
I'll be fine.
interesting. Well, I look forward to hearing it off of them in person then. They're more than welcome to share my thoughts openly, yes. Perhaps it's best we do it all as a team.
Just make sure, okay? Yes, Professor.
That is fine then.
Never mind. You said what I was going to ask.
Oh, okay.
You know, Professor, I barely even saw you.
I was
I feel like
He was performing excellent reconnaissance. I was with him momentarily.
You didn't
See,
watch him just like crawl onto some rocks?
Wait, why would he?
no.
He should be busy surviving.
I meant like at the start they were behind me. And if I noticed you,
Oh.
then
Then that means you have a very keen eye, Lucia. You have eyes of a hawk. Good on you.
those are dirty. Let's not.
What, hawk eyes?
Shouldn't you have good eyes if you have a bow?
That's not the point.
What?
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Could have been worse. Could have been better.
Could have been better.
I think we all did pretty
Certainly.
great though.
No one died.
Oh, wow, how convenient they were just right there.
Oh wow, that's good that you found them.
And as far as I understand, we succeeded.
Why are we standing here?
You know that.
That we did.
Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Mordred, turn around.
Please call that out earlier, if you can.
What? You mean the seers are going to, be by themselves, escorting the what, person away from us? Probably.
Alongside the professors who were there as well, behind them, surely. It
Sorry,
is
you can
fine,
stay.
they are
I'm just
approaching.
going for something.
Well, there goes our head captain. So,
He said that he will be checking.
what was that, Cecilia? Could you repeat? Apologies, my
He said
hearing's
that
a
he would be
little
checking
down.
personally. On the
Got it.
robotic
The
room.
Seers have gone to commune with Faye.
I assume that would be the case.
Mordred, you can clean up the waters right there.
Jackson orders.
What? No, there's no way I'm touching that water right now. That's still.
I swear it's fine. I
looks
just used
dangerous.
it.
Are we good to move, ma'am?
Oh, okay.
Once we get through the barriers, we're going to split. Those who need medical will come with me. The rest of you, you are dismissed to take care of yourselves. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. And don't be heroes. Even if you have a scratch, get it looked at. Alright?
Understood.
Well, there goes my plan for ignoring medical the whole
You heard her, everyone. No wound is too minor.
Why is Oriana going with them?
She was allowed. Simple as that.
What?
Well,
I don't have any further information, Mordred.
It's a questionable choice, but we're going on the information that we've been given.
Oriana's by far the most level-headed out of those four.
you would be correct on that.
Sure. Appreciate it. In fact, I think we could do it.
I dare say our seers might be preoccupied for a while.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Quick one though.
Hopefully, what, negotiating these wounds?
Still never feels great.
Well, I have no idea, quite frankly.
Okay. That's.
Perhaps they're negotiating, fixing every single problem here, such as, you know, our plant life. That was the promise, right?
But probably
People
just out
to
here.
the dorm then for our
probably
meeting.
When they go to the medical bay or dorm.
Okay. Morgan,
Are you okay, Abby?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my team. Just a little sore, but nothing I can't walk off. I got healed up and
Do I
patched.
see any scratches on them?
These bandages. Fey things, like the little tiny, like look like a bush. Kind of scratch my chest.
Okay, you can adjourn.
Going to medical, Rowan? To medical, right?
No, I've been healed.
I see. Do give the team my regards. I'm going to go have my wounds checked up.
Professor Malik, are you sure you're
Okay, that's a good call.
Voice.
Is that your. What was it called? Round where they talk to a puppet when.
I've been waiting on tenterhooks all day. What is the outcome?
The god is being returned to the glen as we speak.
Going to where?
As far as I'm aware,
Medical, understood.
the spirit
And I believe Cecilia's
just
gone
beyond
back
our
to
walls.
the dorms to wait for us.
So close.
Right, well,
Yes, I've
in
had
that
a few
case,
runnings
I'll
there
inform Val
myself.
to return to the dorms once he's finished with his
Quite
treatment.
surprised they even allowed me to go anywhere near the god.
Val,
But that's for another day.
I hear you're headed to medical.
Yes, I'll return to the dorms later.
And other things they promised.
Fantastic. I'll see you then. I'll be waiting.
Is it agreed?
Perhaps then we can get one of these team meetings going Kingsley is missing out on.
I will talk to the Seers.
Great.
Yeah, they're all kind of having a talk right now. Pardon the intrusion.
And Oriana, the chosen.
Thanks. My head's kind of
They
scrambled.
requested her for some reason.
Interesting. Brianna of all of them. How many demands are we expecting these things to give us before we get any sort of return out of it? We've already gone out of a limb. The least they could do is give us some sort of indication of, well, being good for the credit.
Exactly my problem with them. Mordred, can you fill in Nella? I need to heal these students.
What on earth have you come dressed as?
What? I was thinking I could, you know, camouflage.
I see.
He actually did quite
For
well.
a moment there, I was very worried you were trying to dress yourself as a fae.
No, I would not dare. I think that would just really damage our relations with them that we already have.
I see. Well, what of Bombadil and the others? Has he been seen at all?
Bombadil, unfortunately, I think has a side effect from that experimental thing we tried out yesterday.
Side effects, oh great. This whole thing could have been for bloody nothing then.
Sir,
Good day.
I believe everyone.
You look well. Good to see you at
accounted
least.
for. Save the Seers. Yes, sir, thank you. The Seers are discussing matters with Faye off to the left of the path outside the barrier. I believe Bellicose is with them. And,
Bellicosa just walked over yonder. Well, I'm sure if it's been left to the fucking Seers, we'll see nothing of any of this.
Professor Arcturus is there as well.
That's its state of affairs.
Yes.
Well, I do hope that his sensibilities shine through. Troubling news indeed. With the outburst of students yesterday evening, the complete breakdown in decorum and morale. And now to be empty-handed as a result of it. I don't know how we even
Is that the
tolerate
concern we
Seers
have
upon
here?
the grounds. Absolutely, it's the concerns we have upon the grounds. We cannot be spending our limited resources on flippant fancy, particularly if there's no return involved.
Perhaps that's yet to be decided. Might not be too late.
Well, in
Either way,
that case, it depends on you, Arcturus.
I think it'll be best to debrief the professors then.
That would be best, yes. My understanding, I spoke to some of the students in the expedition, they have mentioned they're still speaking with the Fae.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily over just yet.
And doubtless they are adding an ever-growing list of demands. This is exactly what I feared when we first heard wind of them, that they would start issuing orders, and that as soon as we did anything for them, then they would just never stop coming. I refuse to be held hostage by those rancid forest monstrosities.
Rest assured, Neller, we are in the right here. They don't
Val,
have any
you know
reason
how
for
it went.
Lumendorm.
No.
Did you eat one of them?
No, I did not eat one of them.
Yeah, there was
That
a
would've been
yes
very
there for a
terrible
second.
punishment.
Don't think I didn't hear that.
No.
I'm sorry, Professor Mordred ate a Fae.
Over there.
I was taught to.
I did not eat a Fae.
What did he know? Did he actually do that?
did not eat a Fae.
The Inquisitors would like to know about that a lot. Yes.
Very well. I will debrief.
Hit a Fae.
Greetings.
Where is Oriana?
Oriana.
Currently in the Spirits Glen. You will not see her for a while.
I mean, Bellicosa said they were talking to the Seers, so where are the Seers?
Currently on.
Outside the walls in the middle of a delicate discussion.
Don't worry about it.
One that I dearly hope, for their sake, gets us what we need.
What, boons?
Yeah, I hope so too. Correct?
And more besides.
No, maybe less of
They're unoccupied right now.
Very interesting
Less
what
of
the fuck we might get out of this.
Alright, LeBron, maybe we should, just back up and wait.
You're referring to the island.
I want to get first-hand information by Luke.
Did it get worse?
Okay.
Who else is with her?
It did not.
That does look worse to me. But it's been getting worse, rapidly, so...
The
It
atmosphere
should
has
slowly
changed.
regress.
She is with professors, do not worry.
Well, that's good. Glad to hear that at least.
Oh, it definitely seems like they've done something good.
Make my way to
Let's
the
go
walls and make
have
sure
a
that this
talk
is
to
all
them.
going suitably.
Who the people
People, I encourage you not to interrupt a delicate negotiation.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
You
they
are
were
talking
just
about
to
the
stay
people
back.
over there.
I
Talking
see.
about the people over
Just
there.
as long as you are.
Hmm.
I'm going to go see if I can get an oversight on this whole operation.
Lying to my team. Yeah, I'm pretty pog champ. Ooh.
Have the others come in yet?
Sierra's on with the...
I have arrived.
Val has arrived, and Tell is
Hello.
experiencing difficulties.
I understand. I had the same thing. Let's step into the back room for a moment to clear it up.
Sup?
I have nothing.
Hello, hello. We're waiting on the others.
I figured as much. They still haven't returned from the gates then.
No.
Are they on the gate still? Oh god.
They didn't return from the gates.
Understood. Well, we cannot have a meeting without them. Worst case scenario, we postpone. That'll be at the 10.
I see. Do either of you have any spare painkillers by chance?
No, you do
In
Do
a
you
lot
want
of
wine?
pain?
You can use wine as painkiller.
Wine is not a painkiller, it's alcohol. I'm in a
I
moderate
got
amount
some
of
cream.
pain right now, yes.
Numbing agent.
Do you burn cream?
It's for burns, but it's more of just numbing in general.
Very well, then I will return to the medical ward. I will see you all in, well, whenever everyone else gets around. If I'm not around, do the meeting without me.
Nay, everyone should be here. It was important.
Neat. My point still stands. I fucking knew it. They see me unarmored and they immediately go for me. I will show no quarter this day, Madari. I will fuck you up.
They saved it. A goddess.
It's just
a
like
being
hollow.
of
Empty.
Godlike.
Wonderful spot to stand. Really, really gets that door idea going on.
Yeah, I was just kind of moving around and I got caught in conversation.
Exactly. But it's a
Alright, anybody here injured? I'm hearing a lot of silence.
Does mild pain count?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, we can get you some painkillers and get you looked at if you like.
Alright, I need to go wash this blood off of the... Well, I'm carrying it. I need to go wash this blood off my...
Anywhere in particular?
Have a seat.
Right. Okay, well, fine. I mean... come to the dorm.
Alright, where is this pain? What's hurting?
My jaw.
And what happened?
Well, I removed the etheric plating over it. It's probably been weakened over time. It's been sitting there quite a while.
Yes, I can even feel the musculature is thinner right here. Honestly, your best bet would be either leaving it off and re-strengthening your jaw through light exercise, just open, close, and deal with it, gain strength, or you slap that thing back on.
It'll take some time to put it back together. It was really hard to take off. Broke a little bit.
I imagine. Alright, can you get me some mild painkillers? Alright. You'll set you up with that, and that should at least help for at least until you get some sleep tonight.
Thank you, sir.
If it's still bothering you in the morning, you can get some more. Anything of note you think I should know about the mission?
Fae don't breathe, apparently. So it's really hard to choke them out.
And to do this. What kind of Fae were they?
Smaller, wood-like creatures with deer heads, and larger, more tree-like individuals. I'd say about the size of Bellicosa.
So, you tried to choke out a tree, or?
I never said I did.
Nah, somebody did.
The one calling for you.
Yes.
Hey, Malik. You got like a lot of beer?
Get out of here.
Come on! Come on, be a pal!
What did I just say?
Come on!
I am not your pal. I am your superior officer, and you will show me some fucking respect. Get out of here.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. I guess I'll go ask someone else. Oh.
You're free to go.
Should help with the pain at least. Dear Professor Neller, tomorrow I shall have a full report written out for you on my findings on ways we could possibly weaponize the Fey creatures currently at our disposal. I will keep this letter more secret and more discreet, unless you would wish to talk in person. Sincerely, Vol ein Tiddle. Should probably talk to DMs about that. Now the one where it says, I'll just DM Leo later, because I doubt he would look for any notes in hidden areas.
I believe they know where to go.
I'll inform the child. Hello, Val.
Has anyone informed you about our team meeting?
Yes, but we were bringing Kingsley to the medical bay, but he has been a little headache.
Nah, I see.
He is injured, yes.
Where is he?
He will be back shortly. He had a...
Reflux.
Yes. Sorry, I'm sorry. A little tired.
It's alright. So I heard things went well.
It did, yes. We just got back from...
Now, Val, I'm not sure you're aware, but Neller's looking for you.
Oh,
What?
wonderful! I was just looking for him. Let me guess. Professor Neller is looking for me.
Yes, he's right there at the infirmary.
Wonderful.
He's running towards you.
I'm most pleased to see your safe return. I trust that you are all patched up and not too ill for it.
Of course. Still recovering from the impromptu surgery I gave myself.
Yes, I was going to say your commitment is extraordinary. Though, well, I wish to talk on happier things.
Understandable.
Take your eye out.
Ironically, I was about to leave a letter.
Head to the waterfall.
Huh.
It might do well to drown out our voices.
Hehe.
Gentlemen, you are both men of science, would you agree?
Of course.
Yes.
The work that you have done upon yourself and your desire to improve and study is notable, both. You understand that science takes a level mind. It takes someone who's willing to account for any number of variables in order to ensure they get the results they want.
Yes.
I understand that this goddess is to be taking residence nearby. Can either of you confirm? I have just been made aware of a spirit glen of sorts, so it was referred to me.
I've heard about as such. The seers moved to the left, in this case, right from the gate.
Then, in strictest confidence, allow me to put to you a hypothetical. The Fae have been judging us, considering our worthiness this entire time. They came in and made demands, expressed how much more wonderful they were, more worthy of life forms than ourselves. And not only this, but we know they have reason to hate humanity, the civil races, for tricking them, so they would say. I do not know if I believe about all of this forest god nonsense. But I do know something very severe has just presented itself. The possibility that there are indeed beings in this world of such power that they are able to create circumstances rather similar to that of a rift. Most curious, wouldn't you say?
And thus leaves the option to create Aetherite.
Indeed. An etheric forge is something that I wish to work in meaningful time. But in the meantime, we have shown weakness. We have run around in fear, spreading about, making preparations at the extent of this goddess's power. What is to say that we will not be preyed upon with such requests again? They already have their thralls within our midst, these seers. Not yesterday I saw Kingsley and Anura of your team standing up to all 6 captains, myself, Miss Bellicosa, and indeed the Chancellor. So rigid they were in their commitment to this entity. I will not allow us to be the fools, pawns for this thing, whatever it is. Therefore, following the successful mission down into the undergrounds to secure a source of aetherite, I believe we should start working on countermeasures in that little glen of theirs, don't you? Just to be on the safe side.
Possibly, yes. In the world of today, we can't take risks. Or at least we should try to take the least amount of them.
If we are able to
cannot allow
better prepare ourselves, then it is, of course, the right action to take.
I will not see us all being made thrall to a false deity. It is imperative that control of this project remains with the administration and those who would use it for the benefit of the world, and not for simply themselves. It would be most sensible to gain initiative in these future discussions where they may arise. I will be leaving plans for a device within my desk. If you go to it this evening in my office, you will find it unlocked. Make yourselves familiar with them and keep it secret. We don't know how many thralls this creature has under its grasp.
Understood.
Understood, Professor.
Very good. Then can I trust on your confidence in this delicate matter?
Of course.
Yes.
Very good then. It is always so charming to see such spirited and talented minds amongst our youth, able to focus on moving forwards and the more important pictures. But I shall not keep you from things overlong. Val, you must be in need of further medical attention and probably some painkillers to
already received
I will not
such.
keep you from your team. I'm very glad to hear it. In that case, rest at least is probably foremost on your mind. We have much work to do. And yourself as well. You are a control variable, seeing as you did not go on this mission. If you would be most kind as to see if you can see any altered patterns of behavior given this encounter, I would be most interested in your observations. But that will be all. You are dismissed.
I would like to add one thing,
Thank
sir.
you, Professor. Oh, yes.
During the mission, multiple students showed signs of possible mental attacks, imagining things such as eyes on themselves. To keep our project in a safe area, I would advise letting Luca know he showed such signs.
You would advise letting Luca know that he may be under thrall. Is that what you're suggesting?
That, and the possibility that if he's already enthralled, we should not invite him to such a project.
Yes. I trust you implicitly, Val. Such dedication will not easily be swayed. As a fellow Palvindorian, you're one of the few people whose resolves I can trust. It is a product of our superior upbringing. As for yourself, despite your misgivings, your dedication to research and technology is admirable. I shall be glad to see what manner of man you are, Ulysses. But Luca, I think for now, we shall watch and observe. That and the rest of the individuals who came upon this party. They are creatures of emotion and spirit, and therefore bleeding hearts, so to speak, are likely keenly affected above others. Troubling times indeed. Yet we have a plan of action. Let us be about it then.
Yes, Professor. Oriana, I understand
Yes,
our good friend the goddess took particular interest.
Val! Ulysses!
Yes.
When nightfall hits, we're bringing keg of beer by the campfire. When nightfall hits, celebration, campfire.
Do you think this would break if I pushed you?
Please don't. Don't go in there. They're fun. It's gonna be your fun too.
I have plenty of alcohol in my dorm. We have Cecilia.
Ah, yeah.
What?
What?
We're so close. What? So was it worth getting beat the fuck up for the alcohol, Evie?
Yeah, it was.
Anyone care for a fire? Ah, dig the
Hello.
Apologies.
Would you like me to check the med bay?
Of course, if you could see how Kingsley's holding up if they'll.
I unfortunately got dragged off by Professor Neller.
Bless you. No worries. We're just having discussions. We haven't debriefed yet. Ah, my arm. Damn it.
How do you all feel about a successful mission?
Do you wish to sit somewhere more comfortable, or do you enjoy the food?
What did you mention, Val?
Stand up.
How do you all feel about a successful mission?
Quite pleased, actually. If I must say.
Standard signs, standard responses.
And yourselves? Come on.
Found it to be quite lacking.
Is that our team, or would that be your comments about the others?
Everyone.
Well, go ahead. Please, state them openly. All right. If you feel it's fitting to throw into the debrief, then very well. No chips on for now, then.
We must be honest with ourselves if we're to move forward.
Of course.
I must say it is weird having sleeves again.
You know.
Is it just for today, or are you thinking about sticking to it?
Gods no. It's so stuffy in this thing. I'd die of heat.
I imagine they must stick as well.
Well, with the amount of leather wrapped around all the metal bits to make sure it doesn't rip any of the more important clothing items. It's rather uncomfortable.
Well, feel free to get changed if you'd like, Val. Roll up the sleeves, take it off.
It would take some time to readjust the armor back onto my arm. And it is a danger to leave it open as such. Lots of moving gears, don't want any Madari losing a hand or two. You know how they get, with their little grabby hands.
Of course. I know that all too well. Speaking of which, has anyone had the Madari being particularly nasty to them as of recent?
Yeah. They beat up Rowan pretty good. Hit him in the back of the leg with a hammer, you know, the usual.
Ah, yes. It's good training, you'll get used to it. I see you commanded them away.
Works, I'm gonna try it next time. Maybe I'll
It's
pretend it's really
need to be
serious.
stern when expecting it then. And they will follow. Isn't any chance. It's what they were trained on.
Of course, just be aware that you're going against Professor Nella's orders to them, so by commanding them, you're technically... what? Throwing yourself above him? And he is our team's advisor, after all. If I might throw a small bit of advice, Rowan. Sure, a hammer to the back of the foot does indeed hurt. But it keeps you on your toes. And I dare say, we all need to be on our toes. Something could come up and tomorrow we'd have to head out again.
Wouldn't ordering the Badari be exactly what Nella asked us to do? Defend us
No.
London?
Well, he didn't really ask us to do anything with them. He just said it was more for his entertainment.
And then
I've
we
just
are
come
not
to...
going against his orders.
I suppose. Would you say you've learned anything from it?
No.
Nope.
A shame.
I already knew the lesson anyways. Classic Pelfandor training.
Only once, back of the knee.
Why a shame? It was not meant to be a lesson.
Right,
No,
it's
just-
not a lesson. Except it is.
Well, in his own special way. After all, he wouldn't be giving me advice to respond in a certain manner myself after a private conversation. But, of course, for my own training, so perhaps it was a lesson meant exclusively for me while you all got beaten up senseless by Madari. But I doubt that's the case. Well, for me, it was about understanding the flow of my manner and how to react at the opportune moment using it. Something ideal for my defensive capabilities, of course. When I understand or get a feeling that something will hit me from the back, if I'm able to get out of the way and disappear before that even happens, I'm at an advantage all of a sudden. It's an interesting way to look at it. I'd only ever really focused on using my spellcasting from the front, yet with Professor Nella's hint after a charming conversation, now I find myself considering attacks from all angles and how to better myself within those parameters.
I believe that's for you, Telkaras.
It is. Well, I trust Anura and Kingsley will be back within time and you can keep yourselves entertained. I'll be back shortly. And if they do not arrive and you're feeling tired, please let me know and we'll begin the debriefing and I'll have to pass it on. It'll just be a shame. And Cecilia as well, I'll be awaiting our conversation, of course. I'll make sure there's enough time.
Would you like to have that conversation in private, or would you like to have it in the open? Let's see what it says.
I've always believed in talking in the open, even if...
Okay, email.
yesterday's
So we'll
affairs
wait
were
for the
not...
others for that conversation as well.
Excellent. Well, see you all soon. I must be quick.
Hurry up.
Is that a captain's meeting then, or?
Most likely a debriefing to all the captains, so information can be spread throughout the school on what we got out of this.
Makes sense.
Hopefully.
Yes, I apologize for keeping you here when you probably want to rest somewhere else, but this is important.
No, I'm fine.
Despite
I
all of
agree.
something that I would very much like to discuss.
It's quite surprising how he wants to talk in the open about everything. Yet just the other day,
It is.
3 of them were in the basement having their own
That is
private
exactly
conversation.
What I'm going to bring up. Is there anything else he's been keeping from you? I would help add to the list that I have made.
Well, neither Kingsley nor... Actually, no, Kingsley did. Anura did not tell me she was a seer. Ever. I had to pry it out of her. Though I assure no one was hurt.
I apologize to ask Rowan, but well, aside from Tal's performance today, is there anything that you found lackluster in his leadership? Or concerning?
Admittedly,
I've
not been around long.
You've only known him for so long.
I've only been here.
Hello, Anura.
4 or 5 days.
Hello.
No strong opinion for it, either way.
I see, understood. Thank you.
Every time we get one, we lose another.
That's how it goes.
Sal's
And what
been-
Kingsley on that one?
Kingsley is currently being worked on by Buffet. He should be fine.
Will he be able to make it to this meeting, or do we need to go to him?
He should be able to return back to film after they are finished.
Is he alright?
Yes, he had some severe wounds, but should be alright.
I see.
God.
How's everybody else holding up?
I suppose I'm doing fine.
The painkillers are doing wonders.
I can imagine.
Rowan prefers to sit and not stand at this moment, if that is telling. Rowan is too exhausted to stand at this moment.
Understandable.
But what about yourself?
That was... physically I did minimal damage, which was great, but... That was very intense, I cannot lie. Lots of screaming and begging. But yes.
Yeah.
Do get used to it.
Sure you are.
More formally, I would like to ask you all to remain after our debriefing. There's something that I would like to discuss with everyone. Most importantly, tell Kath, but the rest of you are very much involved.
Anura, have you ever seen the Fae mind controlled before?
No.
Is it possible for a Fae to mind control others?
I am unsure. I have not seen it before.
I was simply curious on whether or not we should be worried about insubordination in the large Fae force now currently outside of our walls. Though I am sure...
Anything to be worried about currently.
Yes, I was about to say, I'm sure everything will turn out fine. Unless you're lying. You're a bitch.
And if it doesn't, then I'm sure we will not go down quietly.
There were a lot of tree Fae. Like a lot of them. Is that normal for Fae? Or do they can they make rocks as well? Or?
They can, yes.
I know I've seen one fleshy one.
Were they all Fae or were they spirit? I don't understand the distinction between
Fae
them.
are Fae.
It's...
Fae are spirits. Okay, so same word. Okay,
Yes.
so they're all Yeah, they're all Fae.
Yeah, they're all the same thing.
Okay.
All Fae are spirits, but not all spirits are Fae.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh wow, that was
For
right. I
clarification
meant
on
to
that,
ask that
they
one.
were all Fae.
Yeah. There were no ghosts.
It's
or
just
anything around.
Okay.
Cecilia, ghosts don't exist.
the better worties.
Say what you will.
I will.
That the main building is haunted.
The main building is not haunted. It was probably Nella.
It was most
Nella
likely
was
Nella.
there. It wasn't him.
Did you know Nella can duplicate himself?
No.
Can
Is that true?
No, I
He
made that up.
investigates his own self then.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what school that would be.
There's many interesting things
No,
about
there was there was Lucia, myself, and I forgot who else. But we were there and we heard these horrible sounds in the night. Some kind of bestial creature.
Are you certain it wasn't somebody trying to mess with you?
No.
Are you sure it wasn't the Madari?
Also
The Minari don't make those kinds of sounds.
Are you sure?
Later on, I went to my room.
I've seen some Madari make some horrid
It was
noises.
quite demanding.
Especially when they cough up hairballs. Such a ghastly noise.
All of Amber witnessed it as well. In the second time.
Umbra doesn't count, those scaredy cats.
Sometimes the scaredy cats are what we need to tell a cry from wolves. Surely there were scaredy cats who spoke of the Rift Beast. Idea.
And as the reputation of scaredy cats, they probably weren't believed. Or led people to their death. Such is the way of people. Anyone got like some fun jokes or something?
I think I'm tired of jokes. I'm exhausted.
Go on then.
No one's asking if anyone else had jokes. Mine are probably too dark.
Yeah,
Give
the
us
last
an example.
few jokes have been a bit iffy.
I don't remember telling you any
What
jokes.
What is brown and sticky?
Boop.
A stick.
I think my answer was right too.
But what if it's solid? It's not sticky.
I still think my answer was
Don't
better.
squint your eyes at me.
I'm not squinting. This is my natural look.
I have my doubts.
It's kind of rude, Cecilia. Just because I'm from Palfindor. I can't believe you.
Palpendor aren't known for squinting.
They are when they spend enough time in the sun. Can't you tell by my amazing tan?
Rosa? Rosa was the squinty one, yeah?
I think I might
Well,
be
that's
actively losing brain.
We should ask Telkaras if he's one of the squinty ones.
He is squinty. Haven't you seen his eyes?
That sounds so
That's really bad.
There's nothing wrong with this conversation. We're talking about eyes. Come on. At least you all have both of yours.
For now.
Actually, how do we know that you do have eyes? I haven't seen them before.
I have
Could be
both my
lying to
eyes.
us.
How many fingers am I holding
Why
up?
would I lie about him? 2.
How far away is it?
You hesitated.
I mean, he's wearing black gloves that blend in with the other fingers. So it's
Sorry.
I can't even tell them yet.
How far away is it?
How far? Like in feet or?
Well, in standard measurement units. Come on.
Flavor of orange juice.
Meters?
15 feet? I don't know. I don't use meters.
Meters is the correct one.
Regardless, he has depth perception. That means he has both his eyes. I doubt he's using...
Tell me,
how we found it out. Rather than me saying
what
it.
What is your favorite flavor of orange juice?
What?
Well, there's 3 flavors of orange juice. You don't know?
It's orange. It's
Pulp, light pulp, and no pulp.
What? Those are not flavors, those are textures.
Same thing. They're in your mouth.
Oh my god, no, it's not the same thing.
I'm about to jump in the fire.
You and me both.
Yes, there are the 4 flavors of orange. Pulp, light pulp, no pulp, and color.
Color?
Yes, the color orange.
Surprisingly, out of everything, this is the moment I've wanted to punch you the most.
Well, none of you had jokes. I have to entertain myself somehow.
Have a mirror.
Agent.
Like the realization that the ocean is just one big stew.
Oh.
Think about it. It has meat, vegetables, seasoning with salt. It is stirred constantly through current. It is heated from the bottom.
I think I
It's a
found
stew.
Luna's problems. I've identified them.
It's him.
It's not communication.
In this current
Right.
moment.
It's
In this current
communication.
moment, it's
what
you.
he's communicating.
I'm just trying to communicate more with my team. I heard that lack of communication was a killer for us.
Communicate the fact that the ocean is a stew?
I mean, coffee's bean soup.
Don't talk to me.
Did you know that wine is like grape soup?
It's really not.
What? Oh my god.
It's
no.
not grape soup.
You know
No,
what
it's
to be
not.
You know, wine is really just old grape
Where
juice.
are the other 2? It's been like 20 minutes.
That's
How about it?
correct.
What did the
That's
professor
true.
say? I'm going to go and investigate
the
because at this point it's
You
been
know what
far.
happens as soon as you leave, Cecilia. Both of them are going to come back. You won't see them on your way out.
Stupid and go the other fucking way.
They're gonna come through the back door as soon as you leave the front door.
Fuck it. All of you come with.
No.
All of you come. Let's go as a team so nobody gets lost.
Rowan can't stand up right now.
He just stood up like 30 seconds ago.
Well, he's sitting back down. That says a lot.
We honestly should go. Right? It's been way too long.
It's been a while.
Standing around here talking nonsense at this point.
There is no nonsense.
Everyone.
These are very serious topics.
Yes.
Nope, that's gonna rip the curtain.
Oh my god.
Let's all go. If we have to take the meeting to Kingsley because it's bit within, then we'll have to take it to Kingsley. Is it disturbance or not?
I'm not sure.
We're not going to continue this damn cycle.
We're going to.
Come on now.
So who's gonna put out the fire?
Come back in a half minute.
We just leave it here and then Madari will take care of it. Let's go.
All right. I'd hate for my stone structure to burn down.
The Madari can get in
Let's go.
here?
Yes, they can.
Oh no.
No, they can't. I changed
How
the
do you think I'm
locks.
dressed each morning?
You sleep in the
Do you
castle.
think that I
You
do it
have
myself?
Madari dress you?
Of course. That's her job.
Yeah, there's a word in Palfindor for this, but I don't think it's appropriate.
You're probably right.
It starts with C.
Ends with E.
It does end in E. I see you've known Palvindor lingo.
It's not just Palvindor.
Are you sure?
He knows about this lingo.
Are you positive?
Isn't it pretty strong in Derosa, too?
Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, there's rumors.
Your friend came back. So, where are we going again? Remind me?
Professor
The medbay checking on King's.
Do you know where King is? He still in the...
I'm afraid I haven't seen them. I've just been through the infirmary and I didn't see him there, so... Who knows? Maybe he is wandering about on secret trysts again.
Thank you.
No worries. You tell Karas about it all.
I believe he's at
I think he
captain's
must still
meeting.
be at the... Yes.
Ah, yes, of course. I forgot that was still ongoing.
Artesh, don't do that again. I believe he's trying to make fun of you, my dear.
Right. I see. Come along.
There's no party.
We'll find them both then. Unfortunate. You would think things be wanting to be more inclusive in these meetings, but he would actually show up. No wonder about
Well, if he was severely injured, I can't exactly blame them for it.
Anura.
Yes.
Well, then he shouldn't be wandering. He should be standing.
Go on, let's use the teleporter.
Yes, he is wandering. He's not in the infirmary. But if you'll check there anyways, head to the main building. We'll conduct research there.
I'm not going.
They're going to appear through the teleporter the moment.
I'm walking this way. Excellent work. Keep up the good form.
It already does that. Though I do have to see about maybe adding a hinge, maybe. Because currently it kind of points a little too upward and it needs to point. I need to be able to change the angle rather than the rotation.
I see. See, you're already one step ahead of me. It's like, well, you're way smarter than I am. You already figured it all out. What's up? Hey there.
You could also add a crank on the side. Theoretically, to crank it on another angle. Allowing for more precise movements rather than just simply pushing it.
Would that work though? Because if you want both to turn it and change the angle this way.
Yes, you could have the turning axis on top and then have the crank axis on the base so that the base slightly angles itself. The only issue comes if you're trying to point it backwards. But if you're trying to set it up in a certain direction and have no intention of moving it, you should be able to do so quite easily.
At the moment, I mean, it's it's already it can't be moved once you put it down, because otherwise when you pick it up and the basically the energy in it starts dispersing, and it just the kinetic energy just sort of poof.
Interesting.
Yes.
But one idea we came up with was what if there was a gyroscope inside to keep the energy going and keep feeding that kinetic momentum into the matrix. And get that keep that up. And the only problem then is thinking about the water cooling on the crystals.
Otherwise, you could also have a device that could utilize potential energy, switching it into kinetic energy, therefore negating that problem as well. Because, I mean, as soon as you start moving it again, well, the insides will generate potential energy. It can be converted to kinetic, and therefore more power.
Exactly.
I do say I am working on a project. I don't know when I'll be starting, but I would love to have you look over some of my blueprints for a defense system of the school grounds.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Excellent. The current plan is to install some sort of piping, have a shiny red button somewhere, and when hit, it will install a simple sleeping gas. Or, of course, we could also go with the fear gas, but still up in the air on that one.
Sleep might be a bit better, because if you try to instill some sort of fear or panic response in somebody, they might hurt themselves for either moving forward to try to fight against that fear response, or moving back trying to run away from whatever caused it.
That is a fair point.
At the very least, they're gonna have less energy, or it would be less able to utilize it.
Another option was a poisonous agent.
Yeah, I mean,
Something
you deal
to
with a dude that's just
mildly
asleep until he's
paralyze.
scared shitless, right?
Fair argument. Regardless, I do believe I forgot my current objective. Have either of you seen Kingsley around?
No, I haven't. Afraid not, sorry.
I see. Well, then I should continue my search. I will leave some notes with Ignis' team. I'm sure you'll be one of the few people who can actually understand them. Jackson, have you seen Kingsley at all?
Is that new?
What?
Yeah, he was just down here. Lumen, I think, walked back to the dorm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You're seeing things.
I told Murtish and Oriana. That's about the two people about the party. That's it. I'm still trying to find my fucking team.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind me saying.
Watch and learn, the master of lying.
Thank you. It's very heat resistant, thankfully.
Apologies.
Wow, great.
I got dragged aside by Ophelia. She had a question on an etheric device.
Well, glad to have you here at an opportune time.
Watch your tail. Don't want to
I'm
get burned.
Get out of the fire. I'm kind of worried. Yes.
Especially with that metal.
Just sit here.
I've got to stand and address you all. Come on, it's more of a show thing, but this fire's also
Tail,
quite
go sit
nice
down.
behind. No.
Please.
It'll be fine.
Let him stand.
Right. So.
He wants to display his power move he made. His decision.
That is exactly what it is, Cecilia, I'm afraid. They all know it. Well.
Go on.
So. We're all gathered here because we've completed a mission. Quite frankly, if I may start saying, before we begin with a formal debriefing, as expertly as I can provide, you've all performed admirably in my eyes. That being from Val and your ability to scout out, and trust me, I did also check with Professor Actaris about your little stint away from the team, but it was explained. So, your judgment was good. Keep it up.
Fair
Kingsley,
standard.
I've already given you your merit openly, but to say and reiterate to the team briefly, you've done excellently in keeping control of your emotions, all things considered. And you have functioned excellently as a member of this team on the front line. Anura, I understand there's a fair bit of panic in your eyes, but despite that, you held strong and did what you could with your spell casting. Additionally, you always had potions on hand should they be needed. And, well, they were certainly needed, I believe. And for you two. Rowan. You know, for someone who hasn't experienced combat before, as far as I'm aware, at least against Fae, I think that's a first for all. Keep up the good work. That's a strong shield arm you've got, and I hope you continue to refine it. And your ability to heal may well have assisted very strongly in saving Abby's life. Or at least prolonging it somewhat.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. And Cecilia. I believe I've said this before when you were a part of this team, but whilst you can be very critical, I have always found your words and suggestions to be respectful, especially your ability to command in the midst of combat. You relayed messages rather expertly, and also made suggestions that were completely valid. I have no qualms. And you fought valiantly by my side as we defended against one of the Fae assaulting us. So thank you for doing
Can I
everything you did for this team.
as well? To Cecilia,
Yes,
actually.
of course.
Some of your spells, they came in a bit of clutch, you know, they did actually come in clutch. Especially with some of the moments, so I thank you for watching my back out there.
Well, with that lovely endorsements given, we were sent out to go and free a captured goddess, and to not harm any Fae in the process. I am glad to report that not a single Fae was harmed. Sorry, killed. They were harmed. But all of them were, of course, knocked unconscious if required. So, well done. Not a single team has caused conflict in that way. It could have damaged our relations with this goddess irreparably, I'm sure, from what I've heard. So, going on from that, our performance during the mission, in comparison to Lindvale, you all stuck to formation very well, even with the few excuses here and there. So, I believe that complaint of mine from beforehand has been addressed rather well. Good work.
Oh, Cecilia disagrees.
When it comes to your suggestions in the midst of combat and your ability to relay your status, you also all performed excellently. Every question I asked you would answer almost immediately, even if a little bit panicked sometimes. You all made sure to answer, which I couldn't ask for anything more. It allowed me to distribute potions when required, at risk to myself, and, well, I can find no complaints there. If anything, I would say, Rowan, when you're in trouble, please feel free to shout out to me. I'm at your side for a reason. I understand it got quite chaotic out there, but you're always free to lean on me. If you need me to take your place, please say it. I don't need to ask it of you. That's the agreement we have, yes?
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good.
I'll let you know if I can't. All right. Other than that, if we consider the other teams, their reports were positive for their own team members. I did bring up a small qualm about Avi and perhaps some overextension on his behalf, but that doesn't matter to us. And the use of our manor as a resource, which did not affect us ultimately as a team, which is excellent. But, if I may state a little openly, there was some issues with the pacing of the mission, and especially so some decisions that were made by the head captain of the mission that I perhaps would not have made, such as a decision to split our forces to a greater extent. Additionally, Umbra at one point were considerably far back, and if a message had not been relayed, considerably far ahead, and if a message had not been relayed to them, then we would have left our escorted goddess out in the open to attack with only one team and a few professors protecting them on the off chance we were assaulted. These are some of the faults I could notice, other than, well, perhaps the same mistakes I'd make, as, after all, I'm no experienced commander, and neither are they. Of course, Kingsley.
I will say that when Sears were asked to go in the front, Sears were then told to get back in formation by other cadets, so I'm not entirely sure what was going on, and I think it was very confusing.
You need to follow the command
there was
of
a lot.
the head captain. Anyone else is
that's what we ended up doing. But then the problem
so
was
it students who mentioned this to you? Was it students or other captains such as myself?
It was mainly students that were saying go back to formation. But the problem was that probably, but it was so chaotic. Everybody was shouting and screaming at each other, so it was a bit hard to hear.
Yes.
So
my understanding.
That only happened though when we got past the bridge. That was really the main. That's where the issues started to arise.
The stone one.
But I can
wood
understand
one.
why people were a bit worried.
wandering back and forth and stumbling.
The stone one.
His issue was from there.
That one.
Lacking. But that is not without some embellishments. Our team ourselves had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
There were members left behind, members that were charging forwards when they shouldn't, or been out too long.
That was
members who
my
didn't know
fault.
what they were doing.
I do
These are all
fault
things
myself
that need to be
on
adjusted
charging
in
forwards.
There's been a big breakdown with this team.
If I may,
We'll leave that for
Mr.
after
Seed.
this.
Yes, of course. I just wish to make a comment on your evaluation there. Whilst I do agree that is indeed what happened, and there were times where the team had to be reined in, I understand that your maneuvers were done more so out of a wish to defend your fellow team members. Not once had I ever seen a member of this team left alone when you had ran off, and that is a behavior, even if against my command, if I'm not able to give one, I would like you to keep personally. If you see a member of the team struggling...
What do you mean? When Kingsley was
Well, and
forward,
Kingsley were left...
Val was behind.
Yes, Val was left behind due to his lingering when it came to stealth, am I correct?
Correct. I was maintaining my position as we were being watched from a enemy combatant. Multiple times.
And if I may additionally, Val had taken many moments to distinguish himself away from the team's formation at suggestion to me, in the words of taking a vantage point as it were. You did make an evaluation of one not being suitable, to which I disagreed and trusted his expertise, and he came back and met your statement with fact. So you were right on that, but again,
So
I
you're
am not
saying
the one.
that it was your plan to have Val remain behind most of the mission?
It was my plan for Val to be in the opportune place to relay information, which he had expressed as something he wished to do. Originally, I did intend to have Val keep close in formation until, well, I had intended to keep Val at a distance. When it came to the stealth portion of this mission, I found that his suggestions were very, very useful for our own composition. Now, when it came to formation fighting, Val was exactly where he needed to be within my eyes. In fact, he had gone forward to assist Kingsley with a joint plan that I had approved at one point, in an attempt to strike a giant in the back, to assist Kingsley as Sheems helped out. And so, I can't find fault myself, but I would very much like for you to iterate on that in your conversation further, when we do get to that. As I believe you've clearly taken issue. Great. Well, then, in that regard, I've discussed the other teams, I've discussed our performance, and we've taken some criticism here and there, which is, of course, appreciated very much. And now, I believe it's a very important thing to check on everyone's mental state. So, I'm going to go around, and I hope you can all be honest with me. How are you all feeling? Val, you first.
Peachy.
Peachy. Excellent. Face is all right too?
The painkillers do wonders.
Good. Kingsley, I hope you could get some painkillers perhaps. It might help you sleep.
I might have to go get some, but I
have
am
some
doing
spare.
better. I might have to take some then. Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain, so
I
yeah,
quite
I'm
literally
doing
have them
fine.
on me. Do you want some?
I'll get some after the meeting. We're in the middle of the
Alright.
meeting, so I'd rather finish this. But yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm happy mainly because of the fact that with what Kia said of the fields being able to flourish now with her back, we're able to get, our crops up and running properly and probably even better than normal.
I look forward to good food and good harvest then. Great.
As am I.
Anura. Your thoughts, emotions?
I will admit that the last few days have been extremely overwhelming for me in many ways, but now that this is over, I should be doing much better.
Good. Then I look forward to your recovery. I will iterate on that a little bit at the end, as there is one more question to ask. Cecilia.
I'm fine.
Very well. Anything else to add? Just in case, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No.
All right. And Rowan. And your shield.
Exhausted. Glad it's over with. There's the part way through that was rough. They were screaming for help. But
yes.
we've helped them. So
Sometimes you have to cause a little harm to help, I suppose, right? It did throw me off too.
we got it done.
It's better than the alternative.
No one died, thankfully. A lot better than the alternative. Even if it was... Yeah.
And I suppose that brings me around to myself. I'm relatively happy, I'll be honest. I was incredibly stressed out during that entire time due to some particular aspects. But I'm glad that things did not end in that way, and I feel I did indeed make the correct decision at the end of the day. And so, I would like to put forward that for this mission, the inclusion of certain members of this team, who I won't name, was brought to the table as something that might not be, well, ideal for one reason or another. It was suggested by the professors that, of course, we do bring every team member and that would be final. And so, after much deliberation, it was decided that all of Team Lumen would attend this mission, despite some issues that were brought up to the air. So, I would like to openly say now that if you do wish to bring these issues to light, please, it would be nice to talk about them openly.
Instead of hiding in the basement with an arrow. Later Kingsley.
And Kingsley, actually, as well. You see, it was less a case of hiding and more.
That turned into more of a shouting match. Well, more
Yes,
of a shouting
they,
match from me to him and her, sadly. Yeah.
If you'd prefer that they vent their opinions out in the open in the middle of the dorm, including words that may be detrimental to the academy, I believed it was better to handle their wounded emotional states in a private conversation, much as it is for some of us better to talk among friends rather than as teammates once in a while. I believe that was the right way to approach it. Now, of course, please do correct me if you think I am wrong. I am fully open to criticism on that topic.
May I ask?
Of course.
You two may. What was it about Val that had you talk away from the group?
About Val?
Yes, that was what the topic was, yes?
My concern was, I'm gonna be open about it because I hold no secrets at this point. Oh god, what I looked that? Oh, my
Val
head
already knows
man.
that you were talking in secret. So
Yes, my concern was mainly the Aether Tech that you do have. That was my main concern of the Aether Tech. I can't look that way, I'm gonna have to look down, sorry. Yeah, my main concern was your Aether Tech, and I was worried that one false move and everything would break. Like, well, not break, but something bad would happen, and I was concerned, but at the same time, I know I can trust you enough to, you know...
Were you concerned about the Fae or my being?
Well, I was
You're
both,
certainly
really.
not concerned enough about Val to tell him openly, were you?
It was a very high emotional situation.
I don't blame either of you. In all honesty, I almost came to the same conclusion myself. However,
I want to point out it was mainly my concern, though, but I understand that.
I have a double-shielded matrix located on the lower left side of my abdomen. Unless these Fae are known for going through lead or steel, I assure you that nothing vital would have been broken. I even removed my power source in my jaw for this mission.
Which I thank you for that.
The action is appreciated.
Don't get me wrong, I've been looking for an upgrade for a while now. I think I found one in some old notes up in the Aethertech lab. Could go for a new jaw.
And if I may as well, now that that's been aired out openly, Anura, is there anything you'd like to add? Very well. Then, In that case, as a final question I pose to you all. Can I trust that you will trust in my decisions as your team leader, even if at times they may seem to be working against you?
Yes.
Alright.
I will admit, though, I think that because this was such a... I'm not gonna lie to you all, this was a really, really personal thing for me. Because this, in a way, relates to everything I've known. My god, you know, Gaia, one of her children, relates to her, so it did become a bit more of a personal worry, and that people would get hurt, we'd fail, we'd, you know... So,
And of course,
yeah, sorry.
We understand, Kingsley.
it is fine. In fact, Kingsley, please. You are fine to have emotional outbursts as much as you'd like. Please share your emotions with us. Your
But not
input's
on
incredibly
missions.
valid, especially your emotions. Yes,
No,
of course,
not
not
on
on
missions.
missions. Missions are different.
No, not on missions, of
Beforehand,
course. I
And
mean,
the only
that's...
reason that we ask for
jeez.
you to share it with us is because we care about you. We want to help you through it. It's not fair for someone to go
Yes,
through all of that.
we all care about you.
Please don't put that on yourself. Yeah. We're all very understanding people here, I like to think.
Yes.
Despite my snarky comments about the basement.
Yeah. Which was
Well.
kind of out of order, but yeah. There were some kind of rude comments towards the teachers I made as well, and I've already apologised to the professors about that. That's why I asked the captains to leave.
I see.
So I apologised.
Oh, good.
To,
Glad
I
you
wasn't able to
apologised.
apologise to Nella, but at this
You'll
point I
get your
don't know.
chance.
Oh,
She
don't
wants to
bother.
talk to me. Oh.
He's quite busy right now. I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, with that said, that's everything I can possibly think of to debrief on. So, with that, mission debriefing over. I'd say you're all dismissed, but I believe there is important conversation for us to have still.
Yes.
Right, Cecilia?
Yes.
I'll take a seat.
This conversation has been a long time coming. I apologize for not speaking about our recent parting ways for some time now. Part of that is because I want to see the results, and part of it is because I need to gather more information. There's quite a lot of concerning things here, and this whole team thing is bigger than all of that. I would hope that you trust that I have never lied to you before, and by me saying these words now, that I am still doing so. I only ever want to be truthful with all of you. As you know, if we stand here and we bicker and we lie, then we're not going to solve this big grand problem at hand, are we? We don't change and adapt our ways. So, tell Cass, when I handed leadership over to you, you said that when time would come, that you see me as leader again, that you would hand it back over. And I asked to hold you to your word here for the following reasons. One is that seeing what leadership has done to you, it has been eating you away. You've become more distant from us. It wasn't until today, yes, when I brought up having our talk, that you had suddenly been spurred to have a lot of group chats with everything. Kingsley has been left out of meetings. You had a conversation with Al in the basement, and I heard that Nora despises me for some reason, which I do not know. With all of this, and I trust that I've been told this information from our team members with truthfulness, and if you are not finding their words reaching your ears prior to this, that may have not told you, I can only imagine it is because they are intimidated by you. Either out of respect, because they did not want to disappoint you as the new captain, or because
Can't wait to
because
make this juicy.
I would certainly hope it would be the first one. That we don't respect each other yet. Secondly, the most important one is that the staff do not want you as captain. And they have told me this as such. It's probably the reason why Nella was assigned to us. It's probably the reason that we are being punished. Because they do not want you in particular to lead. Most likely being because you were a doctor.
I'm not sure about that one, though.
Because that, well, we've had a conversation prior about it. And that there should be no reason that they are stopping it. But that is what they see. And it is not to the point where none of the staff will respect me or give me information because of it. And they have kept information from you, such as the very nature and topic of this mission we had just gone on. I had to go to Team Aqua to learn all about everything. Because it seems that they did not tell you for some specific reason. Every time that I speak with the professors. Yes.
Of course, if I may approach these one at a time before I am lost in a barrage of statements that it is difficult to answer to all at once. So construct what you've said to me. The first statement was regarding the strain of my leadership.
That's in communication.
What was that?
That's the medical bell, Rowan.
Medical.
Oh, medical. That was the emergency
Is that-
for some reason.
I'm not on medical, but
Yes.
I still go, or?
No,
I would not.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
I think it was a false alarm.
Unless you want to go.
Yeah.
Feel
I
free
may
to.
have healing magic, Rowan, but I don't know anything about medical. If they brought me in there, there's nothing that they could do.
Yes, it's mostly for
Think
the
of it.
medical division themselves.
Right. But yes, as you were
Oh,
saying.
of course. The first statement you made that of my lack of ability to perhaps function as a leader due to the strain it places onto me. I will admit, for some time I thought that leading this team as I have done was what was straining me. Very much so, but I'm afraid the reality is a little harsher than that, as well, these 3 team members know I haven't had a chance to have a proper conversation with Rowan until today. Yesterday was very busy after all. But I may as well inform you of this. Much as to your own condition, I too suffer from bouts of tiredness. Of course, it's not in the face of occult magic. In fact, it seems to have a will of its own. Something about my mana signature is off, wrong, or that could just be something Councillor Malik's saying to me because I'm a Drakshar. But it's something I'm trying to deal with as much as I can, and, well,
It is very commendable.
the reason I've been able to function today is it's been one of the admittedly rare few days that it hasn't affected me too hard. In fact, Rowan, that stamina potion I'd taken was exclusively for myself, but I gave it to you because I didn't need it, and when I was exhausted, I made sure Val gave me a big slap around the face to keep me wide awake.
That is still not a very good idea. You should probably use a stamina potion next time.
I didn't have
Sorry
one on
about
hand,
that.
neither did Nora. No, don't be at all.
My
You needed it more
apologies,
than I
I should
did.
have thought ahead.
Well, perhaps a consideration we can talk about in a prior mission plan in the future. Regardless, as we go on, there has indeed been some strain on my own schedule and my abilities to learn or advance in my own studies at this academy, based on my position as leader. More recently, Anura was placed as second in command of this team, with Val in a position to provide his combat expertise in mission and take commands should I see fit. After all, he does have experience with a military, one whose tactics are quite unconventional, as I am led to believe.
They work.
Precisely. And so, My hope with this is that as I find out what is happening with me and how to address this very issue.
Lumen!
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
We need a stair.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
Wonderful.
What's happened? Bram can no longer see. I don't know. Your request didn't medbay.
Guess that's the medical bell.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh man, I should go.
I would have preferred to.
Perhaps I can console him and say, don't worry, we can make new eyes for you.
Val. It is indeed troubling, but
Do you think it was cursed?
He's been acting kind of strange the last few days.
he seemed alright
Kept
in the
saying
captain's meeting.
Every time I've passed him, basically, he's been kind of feeling off, and then when I check in on him, he, oh no, I'm fine, trust me. Standard thing.
I regret that my falling out with him as I haven't been able to check in on him.
I've actually noticed that he was pretty hostile towards. Yeah.
Well,
there were issues in Aqua following the game, but that is another topic.
He seemed
if I
well put together, but
may continue.
of course.
Go on, please.
Again, this is
Very
something I'd
important
prefer to speak about in front of Anura and Kingsley as well, as the statements you've made involve them directly, but
I know. This is why I wanted to gather everyone together.
yes, I'm glad we're all like-minded on that. Now, my condition is something I am actively trying to deal with, but it seems that the Chancellor, as our medical expert here, is as stumped as anyone else is. So, it seems to be an untreatable problem, even with me taking stamina potions to offset it in times of need.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm gone.
So, I do agree with you entirely that I am under great strain. Now, I do not attest to this being due to my captain position, but I will say it certainly may affect my abilities as captain. And so, I would like very much for... Again, really, I'm sorry, you are free to make a judgment, of course, but Val, would you say I've been performing adeptly, considering my condition, or adeptly enough as your captain?
Yes, you've done good enough.
Right. Well, in that case then, the topic of secrecy, I believe, was brought up.
Yes.
There are times in which, well, secrecy is not the word I'd use to describe that stint, but there are times in which it is more apt for someone to speak to others alone as to not incite further disruption. If Val had been present at the lashing out from Kingsley and Anura, I dare say it might have gone very differently in influencing their opinions.
I would have agreed with
I'd
them.
managed to... Precisely, which would have put me at fault. Which, admittedly, I do not know to believe whether I am or am not.
It is a
It all
quandary.
performed fine. The mission went fine.
I am rather concerned on my friend, so I will bid you all farewell for now.
Please, go ahead, Val.
I'll keep you all informed on what has happened. Lying is easy, especially when it's your team. Anura is literally just standing there. Oh, wonderful.
right now we have it where the trash cans, I guess, will automatically destroy torches that haven't been given permission.
Oh, wow.
Nora. Checking on Raum, I see.
I had to go check something out, but yes.
May I join you?
Hmm?
May I join you? Raum is indeed a friend of mine, and I am mildly concerned.
Sure. If you...
What? I'm Palvandorian. I can't care about other people?
I never said that.
It was a joke.
I noticed nothing there. It was nothing out of order.
Thank you.
Yeah, well.
If you can try to get a better... he is in one of the overnight rooms. They're about to give him a rest potion, but if you can get to him before that and get a specific description of what he was saying, that would be useful.
Of course.
Shame.
Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another.
Increasing night patrol range.
Hello.
Moved it and fell asleep. Okay.
Be safe, Raum.
He managed to move it, but I think that's why he just fell asleep. I think something's plaguing him. Could look into some of the...
Alright, if you are all done here, your team is looking to meet with you at the campfire. When you are done.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Fine, just checking in on my friend. Don't want to get in their way, though.
Yeah.
Do we know if it's fair by nature?
Yes, she is unable to see anything.
I see. It had to be them. Well, since he's going to bed for the night, I will give him my best wishes from afar. They did this to him. I know it. We help the Fae one day, and then they sit back, curse one of our own. They're not to be trusted. Not in the slightest. They deserve what's going to come to them. They'll see. You'll see. You shouldn't have fucked with me. You really shouldn't have.